What's up, y'all? I'm Nino, the greatest, the undisputed, the champ. You already know. We got some NASCAR talk from Sonoma. First of all, I got a special guest here, my dog Shu. What's up, Shu? How are you, bro?
How we doing, man? Good.
Good, good. You can see he's a Ryan Blaney fan based on the shirt. But you
You
already
already
know who
know.
won yesterday, bro. Like you can't really that race was just too much. Like a lot of shit happened in a bad
Yeah,
way.
no, definitely a good time to come on after a Kyle Larson win, right? We're both big fans. And like you said, good ending to the race.
hmm
Last, 20, 30 laps, there was a lot going on. So it was like you said, there was yellows and stuff at first, but the ending of the race was really fun. So I'm excited to be on and talk about it.
Yeah, like the stage one, yeah, like I said, like there was a caution every now and then. Like I said, this is what happened. This is my analysis for.
Hmm.
I'm going by stage by stage. Like stage one, say it was a wreck fest, but like you had like some drivers that decided to pit from number one, which was Joey, and Joey just got spun out as immediately like the race returned. Denny Hamlin blew an engine actually 2 laps
Just
in.
real quick on that, I'm not too familiar with his track history, but just a typical like Denny doesn't want to race like a road course, right? That's
It's the
just the
second
feeling I
year in a
got.
row. Second year in a row. Something happens to Denny Hamlin in this race specifically,
I'm
and
not, I wasn't surprised when I seen that he was out when I was watching
but
the
it was a
race.
horrible day for JGR in general, bro. Horrible
Uh,
day.
Truex was up there at the end, so just with how things ended for him. We'll get there later, but
But Ty
the other
Gibbs was
boys
out
didn't.
within a couple laps later. Ty Gibbs was out too because
Yeah,
something happened with him in one of the curves, and then like the tire got messed up, or like the rotor of the tire to the point that they couldn't fix it yet to pack it up. So it
no,
was one
for
of those
sure.
days for JGR.
Hmm.
And then like I said, it was just a wreck fest, more like a wreck fest. And like stage two was you had Eric Jones taking out basically half of the field, basically trying to take out half of the field, basically. He hits Josh Berry and Josh Berry hits like 5 or 6 drivers. It's like, bro, like what are you doing?
Yeah, I missed the first half of the race. I'm not gonna lie to the viewers, but the ending was good because there wasn't any yellows and they were kind of going at it. But you could see that, just it just gives you the stats on the top right or whatever. There was like almost 10 yellows, right? Like up
Yeah,
until then.
exactly.
So there's obviously a lot of accidents and stuff like that. But I enjoyed the race. I thought it was a good race.
Yeah, yeah, like some drivers were having a great day. Like the top seven, I would say the top seven within stage one and stage two, they knew what was going on. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have a wreck fest. We might as well not pit. Like they're smart.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick was on good strategy there. It was Kyle Larson. It was Chase Elliott. Alex Bowman was in there too.
There's another car making a lot of ground because he had pitted. Was it Boucher? No, no, no. It was one of
No,
the.
Chastain was making the move every single stage, every single like red, yellow. Chastain was making big moves. He was another one that didn't pit with
It's
everybody else.
Yeah, it must have been Chastain because I remember there was another driver that was just moving his way up the field after he pitted with Larson. Was it him?
Yeah, it was
Was
Chase,
it
him,
Chastain?
Chase, Reddick. What really started it in stage three, the battle for the win. This is how I'm gonna say it. When everybody started pitting, like the top seven drivers,
Hmm.
what really made Larson like the guy wasn't actually gonna try to win the race when he passed Reddick, and then Reddick made a mistake to the point that he couldn't catch Larson anymore. So it was more like out of those seven drivers, one of them were gonna win the race for sure because of this pitch strategy.
Yeah, and it, not to cut you off. It's just like in a race like that, in a road course, we just saw the difference with the fresher tires. The average viewer might not necessarily like what is this kid talking about, but you could just see how much faster Larson was, and he was just making so much ground because I don't know what position he was in before he when he pitted and stuff like that, but it's not easy for the average viewer. Road courses people are blocking, and they don't want track position is everything, right?
Yeah,
So
Travis shit is
these
key,
guys did
especially
not
on a
want
road
him to,
course.
yeah. These guys are trying to block and stuff, Truex, and the boys up top. And you made a great call. You had two people that are lesser names, kind of finishing good. I remember talking to you during the week about this. You had McDowell and Boucher finishing good, and for them to go finish second and third, They're not the biggest names, but they were racing hard, and it wasn't easy for Larson. It wasn't easy, but he did good at the end and stuff like that.
I want to know something about Chris Buescher. He has finished in the top 10 in 11 road course race scene that he has been on. He's been top 5 like 70% of those 11 races. So the fact that he's there, he just can't get it done. So it's like the fact that he's a good road
Yeah,
racer, but he just can't get it done. Same thing with Michael
and it's
McDowell.
like
He's there at the end,
they're
can't get it done.
they're lesser names and stuff. So I'm not saying it's about their quality of driving. It's it could be the car or something like that, but it's still pretty impressive that this guy is like you called it. I'll give it that one. You called it.
Exactly. But yeah, like another notable fact, like at the end with Kyle
Let's talk
Busch
about
and
yeah,
Ross
let's talk about with
Chastain.
Kyle and Truex. Let's talk about the old heads, Kyle Busch and Truex not making it to them.
Kyle Busch is, bro, he's not the same. He's not the same, bro. He's not this. You can't make an excuse for him anymore. It's like, dude, you're kind of washed. Like it's hard to make an excuse for him.
I told you to save. We talked a little bit earlier about the race, and this is part of me saying like save it for the call. Is that I think a big thing that you underestimated is just him making his move to RCR, and we talked about it a little bit. It's just like this expectation that he's going to be driving a car as strong as like maybe an HMS car or these other Chevys. It's like if there's one excuse I can bottle up, like I don't even know who his crew chief is. Just look at like what's Larson's crew chief's name? Daniels or something like that. Cliff
Cliff
Daniels.
Daniels, yeah.
Like that guy's a stud. You know what I mean? So with the resources of the bigger teams and stuff like that, you definitely see that. Did Kyle take his crew chief from JGR with him or no? You know?
No, 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 no.
No. So it's
No,
like
bro. Me
that's the one.
personally,
How about you just dive into this Kyle Busch? What is this Kyle Busch take that you've been seeing? Why are you being hard on him?
he lost Adam Stevens. When he lost Adam Stevens as his crew chief, that's it. Like it's done. Like Adam Stevens is Christopher Bell's crew chief now. So when they decided to
Got it.
make that swap when he was still at JGR, that killed Kyle Busch. People say that it's you call me crazy, but when Jimmy Johnson lost Chad Canals was the same exact thing because Cliff Daniels had Jimmy for the last few years. So
In that race yesterday, it's just you saw the quality in a good crew chief
yep,
and a good manufacturer, a good
exactly.
team. Larson, he was just where he had to be and he got it done. It wasn't anything amazing, but like we said, the fresher tires and everything. And just real quick back on Kyle, I, the guy was running good before he got
Yep.
spun
So I
over.
think like I said, sometimes those crew
Like he
chiefs
was
makes a
running good, bro.
difference. Yep. It's like you have that coach that you relied on for so long. Like that's how I'm bringing it as a driver and crew chief, like that. Like your head, like let's say like I was a coach and then this person relied on me for so many years. He left my team and then he went to go somewhere else. Can't find the success because he relied on that coach. That's I'm seeing as for Kyle Busch with Adam Stevens no longer in his corner.
Yeah. We'll take a dive and look. We could still talk about the race, but it'll be interesting to bring up Kyle Busch's playoff fortunes and what we're gonna see. But we can let's stay on this race a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, how about Truex running out of gas? Were you surprised to
He,
see that?
I was like, what else can go wrong for this man? This year alone, what else can go wrong? Like what could go wrong will go wrong for that man particular.
Yeah, I'm looking here. It's we can kind of go up and down the race, but where did he finish? 27, man. So for him to be up there at the end, fending off Larson and fighting with those guys, for him to finish 27th and Kyle to finish 17th, maybe you could be onto something about these old heads, but it kind of seems like they're just losing their touch a little bit because on a good
The
day,
next gen
they
is
were
for the
locks for
young
top five.
kids.
They were locks for
Yep.
top five. They were locks for top five.
Another
You
note,
wanna, anything on Chase Elliott? A little top
Bro.
four,
Oh,
top five.
speaking of Chase Elliott, he is now second in points behind the new leader in points, Kyle Larson. So Chase Elliott's kind
Huh?
of been like on a redemption year.
And what were you saying about him? Or do you not want to go there?
Washed. I was calling him washed. I mean, I still call him Mickey Mouse, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's something where he's at a big team. There's big expectations, right? Being an
hmm
HMS driver. But I still think he has a lot of quality behind the car, and he had the concussion and stuff towards the end of last season. And has he won a race this season? He won one,
Yeah, he
right?
has Martinsville.
Yeah, so it's like I think he's on the right path.
That
Uh,
win kind of like brought him back to life.
in a lot of ways, it was like the Cindric one, right?
Yep.
Probably not as toxic or as desperate as Cindric was, but just that like I'm in the playoffs, I'm okay. That's the big thing I'm kind of seeing as somebody that's new to NASCAR, been watching a lot lately.
hmm
Once you have that like comfortability of making the playoffs, I think it kind of just helps your mental a little bit, so you can kind of focus and like win another race. Because when you just want to get that first one across the line, your season's basically going
Saved.
down. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you see Chase a little bit more comfortable. He won
Yeah,
a race. He's
but
finishing
hear
top
me out.
five.
Hear me out on this one. Some drivers have wins this season, but they haven't been able to do anything after that. Like no consistency of any kind. And I'm talking about Daniel Suarez. Because yeah, you'd say the win, that's cool and all, but some drivers haven't been able to do anything based on that win.
Hmm. So this isn't my show or anything like that, but is there anything on Sonoma you
So
want to
I
keep
want to
talking about
know
before we move on to?
Christopher Bell ended up finishing P9. The
Okay.
sole, the only positive I can say about JGR this race, because they are a big team after all. You expect them to be up there. Obviously, what happened to to Truex, but yeah,
You said it yourself, Baby Gibbs and Hamlin crashing out is gonna make it hard for any team. And then what happened to Truex? For the people that didn't watch, he was really up there. He could have won the race on a good day, and you know, it's pretty unfortunate. You don't want to see that happen when you're running so good, and it could have been a top 3 day for him. So yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and same thing with Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs will be
And let
up
me
there
see
too
here if
because
there's anything else that. Let me see if before we move on to because I know you wanted to do some look ahead for playoffs and Final
I did
Four.
want to bring up Ty Gibbs for a minute.
And after him,
Unfortunately,
let's talk about Byron finishing 30th maybe, but go ahead. Go with
oh
Gibbs
yeah, he had
first.
an issue too. He had so he was in one of the curves. He got into like one of the curves, not the curves, but he got into the grass. But like to the point that the dirt on the grass made the tire really, really bad. Kind of ruined his day, to be frank with you. He could have bounced back after that.
I haven't, I don't know too much about his track history, but he's a good driver. So for him to, something must have went bad for him to, because he's pretty good at the road courses, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me take a look here, but keep going. Tell me about Baby Gibbs, what you saw out there.
So Ty Gibbs, if he didn't have that issue, as far as like what happened to him in the beginning of the race as well, he would have been in the mix too
Hmm.
because he's a very good road racer too. So he would have
Hmm.
definitely been in that mix. But again, shit happens.
Yeah, part of a road course,
Exactly. And well, Blaney finished in seventh. He was up there too. He was in the mix throughout the whole day. Like throughout the whole day, he was in the
And just
mix.
just real quick, not to cut you off, William Byron has 6 races at Sonoma and he only has one top 10. So actually not the, biggest chunk of evidence, but to only get one top 10 in 6 races for a driver of his caliber, maybe it's
hmm
just not his track at the moment.
Exactly. It's the same with Chase. Chase has a Chase. The only I think the only road course he has not won is this one, Sonoma. So he has never won in Sonoma.
Hmm. No, for sure.
Before we move on, yeah, just a notable things. Like Blaney finishing in seventh. That was a great finish. He was up there like the whole day as well with everybody else. Who else was finishing? Oh, actually, at the end of the day, they had Kyle Busch as 12, which is still not bad, but
Oh,
it's not
really?
graded.
I thought he
Yeah,
was I thought he was like 17, but okay.
NASCAR had him listed as 12.
Okay.
Carson finished at 17. I mean, I know you like him, so But
Yeah,
let's
no,
talk
for
about the
sure.
standings real quick.
I'm taking a look here too. So, if you want to read off the numbers, you can. But, from what I could see, we have Larson in the playoffs, Chase, Denny, Tyler Reddick, that's four. Byron makes it five. Kozlowski got that win. That was a huge win. Christopher Bell has two wins. And then Cindric and Suarez. So how many drivers is that? Eight?
That's not that's nine. Nine. Nine
Yep, you
because
got it.
Truex doesn't have a win.
It might even be 10. It might even be 10, actually. We won't keep the viewers,
No, it's
worried
nine
about that.
drivers that
But
have a win. It's Kyle Larson, Denny
is it nine?
Hamlin, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Brad, Austin Cindric, and Daniel Suarez.
You got it. Yeah. Perfect. So that gives us seven more spots.
And then
So
you have in the standings as far as for like the bubble wise, Ty Gibbs in 11. He'll make the playoffs. There's not this. It's not like last season that he was in the bubble. He's gonna make the playoffs this year for sure. He'll make the playoffs. Ross Chastain at 13th though. That's kind of surprising for me. By now, I thought he would have a win. For me, that's very surprising. That's how I see it.
mhm, mhm.
Ryan Blaney too. Only has no wins at all. Like he should have had that win a couple weeks ago, but he ran out of gas. But yeah, he has no wins this season. The one that's big and surprising though, the one that's not in the playoffs right now, which is ridiculous, is Joey Logano. He's an 18th.
Yeah, man. This is a interesting part of just the standings to look at with the new format that they introduced a few years ago. You win, you get in, right? And shit. If Kyle Busch or Logano don't make it, that'd be big news, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like that's pretty bad.
And like we're talking about, this if you win, you're gonna make it. So there's still time for them. I'm not gonna overreact here, but uh there's already nine cars in, so it's gonna be interesting to see who if there's any big names that kind of don't make it, right?
Yep.
You
But there's
got them come? Do you got
also
them making it?
But I have Joey. I don't have Kyle Busch unless he wins, obviously. But the way this
Hmm.
is looking, I don't see Kyle Busch making the playoffs, man. I hate to say it, but
Hmm. Hmm.
we have that on the line, and we have him winning at least one race every single year on the line as well. In 18 years, he has won at least one race.
Yeah, no, I think I've seen the stats, and he's on another drought because I know similarly he kind of went on a little drought a few years ago, right? He couldn't get one across the line. So a little bit of the same from him,
Mm-hmm.
and he made the change to a different team. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out for Mr. Bush.
I have Joey making it some way, somehow, some shape and form. The playoffs will not be the same without Joey Logano. I have from that it's in the bubble right now. I have him making the playoffs, but I don't have everybody like what's in the standings now. I don't like it's fine the way it is, but I don't have I don't have yeah I don't have
I'm looking,
playoffs, man.
at the drivers past 20th, like you said, Carson Hocevar and McDowell. There's guys like Stenhouse, Austin Dillon's in 30th. None of these guys I think are really gonna make. I don't see them winning a race. I could be wrong. So like you said, it's gonna be really those bubble guys like Briscoe, Logano, Bush. Uh, you know, maybe Barry, right? Your boy Bubba
I
Wallace.
don't think
These
Barry will
guys are
win a
kind of
race.
yeah. So it's like in Kyler, right on the on the edge of it, and they're two of the bigger names that we're looking at. That another one I'll mention is your boy Bowman. He's been running good. He's been running good lately. He hasn't won a race yet, but it could get a little tight if he doesn't get that one across the line. And let's say we get a few more drivers to win, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how many races are left. So for seven more drivers to
For the
win,
playoffs, we
uh,
have let me tell you right now. I'm gonna count it down in my head. I think we have like at least hold on, wait now. Hold on 1 second, guys. 10 races left before the playoffs.
So it's like, to expect 7 guys to win a race out of 10, it's probably not going to happen. So your boy Bowman is looking good with all the points he accumulated. And some of these guys that are, lesser names and stuff, if they continue to run good and, let's say Larson wins a couple more, Byron takes another, Denny takes another, it could be a season where there's maybe, 11 or 12 winners, not necessarily all
Honestly,
16.
also one of these drivers, like some of these drivers' last chance, like that don't really try to make a really don't really be up there to win a race. It would be at Daytona
Oh,
because it is no longer
great point.
Daytona, the regular season finale. Now it's at this year is at Darlington this year, so it's not Daytona, the regular season finale. So
Mhm.
basically, everybody got that last chance 2 weeks before the playoffs start.
No, you make a great point because that race is such a for somebody that's been watching for a couple years now. People get really desperate that race, and that's usually where you see, uh, you know, just these guys that are going all out and they want to win to get in because they're spots. But it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm looking here one more time, and we can kind of move on if you want. Kyle Busch and Logano, man, it's gonna be
It's gonna
important
be
to
one or the
see.
other. I don't see both of them making it this year. It's gonna be one or the other.
Hmm. So basically, the guys that are in that haven't won at the moment, I see Truex, Gibbs, Chastain, Bowman, Blaney, Boucher, and Wallace. I might be picking on the two guys just name wise, but Boucher and Wallace, I think they kind of got to look out. They gotta be looking behind them and thinking we got to win a race because I got two champions that are gonna be desperate because we know Kyle Busch. That man is not. We could say what we want. We could say he's
Mm,
washed. We could say whatever, but he's not gonna go out without a fight because
exactly.
he knows that's not a good look, and he's passionate about his racing.
Exactly. So, but like, yeah, like I think Bush would get in though because again, RFK has been the best 14 this year, like hands down. I'm sorry, I know Penske supposed to be the golden child of the 14 right now, but RFK has been the most consistent team throughout the whole year.
So let me ask you this to not just to throw back at you. Blaney and Logano haven't won a race. Who do you see winning a race between them two? And I know
I
I
think
got
they
the Blaney
both
shirt on,
will. They
but
both will, and I see Bush are winning a race too. I have all three of them making the playoffs. Like I said,
you got these three Fords winning a race out of these last 10.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad take or anything like that, but
Hmm.
well, there's a playoffs too, right? Like they can win one in the playoffs, but yeah, we'll see the Ford. So we can I kind of told you this before. Besides just talking about the standings, we can kind of look at things to look for the rest of the season. Before we kind of get into maybe the finals, what do you anything? So you think the Fords are going to pick it up? Is that a take?
Yeah, they'll start picking it up a little bit, but it's not gonna be too crazy. But they'll pick it up.
So you like Logano or Blaney to make stamp their way into the playoffs with a win?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Okay, okay. All right. Anything else you're looking for the rest of the season? Anybody else in particular? Any makes or any cars? Anything?
No, no. I mean, it's looking good. Like I said, this season's been one of my. It's been good this season. I like it this season. It's like a lot of unexpected's been happening. So
It's just like I know, F1, we've seen a couple guys win lately, like Lando and Leclerc. So I know that's been
mhm.
happening, but just with the consistency of the amount of times that Verstappen is just dominant,
Mhm.
NASCAR kind of, for people that don't really know about it, it kind of gives you that balance because there's a lot of good drivers, and you really don't know who's going to win on any given track. So
Exactly,
that's definitely exciting about it. And that's what kind of I like that parity that the sport brings, which is cool.
exactly. So
The one thing I'll give you here is let me see if I can give the viewers a take to look up for the rest of the season. Mine is just gonna be, and we can kind of talk about the finals and whatever. I kind of want to see what Chase Elliott's gonna do the rest of the season. I know he's won a race. Uh, People, not gonna just say you. People have kind of been wondering what's been going on with this kid a little bit, comparing him to like Larson and Vine, right? He
mhm.
hasn't been at that standard. Uh, I don't know which way it's gonna go. Like, I'm not telling you this guy's gonna make the final. I'm not telling you he's gonna make Phoenix. I'm not telling you he's gonna flame out the first round, but I think he's in a like. Do you know what's
Exactly.
gonna happen with this guy? We have no
I
idea,
don't
right?
know. Like
So
no.
yeah, I like the uncertainty around Chase, and that'll be fun to watch for sure.
Ready for the final four? Because the thing has like 6 minutes left on my timer thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll let you go first. I know you have some good takes
I
for this, and
changed my
then I'll
pick
just wrap it.
actually. I just changed my
Go
pick
for it.
recently. I just changed my pick because I had this one driver in. I don't have him in anymore. The way he's been not showing up, I don't have him in there. So this is my final four. I have Kyle Larson, obviously. I have Denny Hamlin
Hmm.
making the final four. I have Christopher Bell making the final four. And this is the crazy wild card pick. You're gonna be like, wow. I have Chase Elliott making
Go
to the
for it.
final four.
Okay. Okay. So you're taking Byron out of the final four. Any reason in particular? Not that I
I'm taking
disagree. I'm just
Byron out
curious.
because he has 3 wins, but he hasn't been
Keep going. I can
consistent.
hear you.
Byron just been relying on those coattails on those wins this year. At least this year. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay. I like it. I like it. So you said Larson, Denny, Chase, and who was the last one? Bell?
Bell.
Bell again?
Yeah.
Okay, Bell got 2 wins. So the odd man out that you're basically, going with here is gonna be Mr. uh William Byron. Is there I know you kind of just said that a lot of the wins were just right place, right time, or just ran,
At
you
least
know,
this year he hasn't
whatever.
been that much consistency. He hasn't really like shown consistency that we saw last year. Yeah, he has the 3 wins, but
Yeah.
not it.
Are your picks like, are you looking ahead into like what the tracks are in the playoffs, or is it just kind of who you think is gonna carry
Playoffs. I already
momentum
know
there?
who I got winning in the playoffs, bro. Like some races already, I already know who got winning the playoffs.
All right. I know we got 4 minutes here, so I'll be quick. I'm gonna go a lot of the same. I'll go with Larson, Denny Hamlin. I'm gonna go with I'll go pragmatic. I don't feel good about this pick. Like I'm just doing it just to do it. I'm gonna put Christopher Bell in there, and just to say I put him in there. And you ready for this?
Go ahead.
You ready for this? I'll
Go
keep
ahead.
I'll keep Byron out. So we're gonna keep this trend. So we both have Byron out. So watch him win it now because we both have him out. We
Brian
got Blaney back in
Blaney. All
there.
right. Okay. I can
I,
I
I
can
gotta
see
give
it.
I gotta give the podcast something, and it's just like championship mentality, championship DNA. Just get in there, win a race, and you know how the standings, you know how the points just change once you get in there.
Yeah,
You
the
just got to
final
run hot.
four
I'm not gonna
resets. The
say,
final four resets. When you get to the final four, doesn't matter if you won, doesn't matter about your
yeah,
stage points. You're in the final four. You just gotta be the best of
and I'm not
everybody
saying he's
else.
gonna win it. I'm not saying he's gonna
But
win the
I know where
championship
you're coming
again.
from, though. I understand where you're coming from, though.
No, because I'm just looking at these like standings, and for the people that can't see, it's like Larson, Denny, and Byron won 3, Bell won 2, and then everybody else has 1 win. So I just think the odds, like you kind of said, maybe Joey or Blaney win one. Somebody's gonna win a race. Somebody's gonna win a couple, maybe out of these last 10. Things are gonna change a lot. I could, maybe Larson or Denny just run the table and win like 6 or 7, but it doesn't really feel like that sort of year. It feels like it's gonna be spread out, I think. But yeah. Do you want to give a winner or two before we go, or do you want to leave that for the
Let's leave
future?
it like that. What's it? Thank you for coming, bro.
Okay.
You're always welcome to come to the show.
Yeah.
Just let me know. Uh, you already know, guys. You guys gotta do like, subscribe, y'all do what you gotta do. We're out. I'll see y'all in another couple days. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make my Xfinity video. So, peace.
Appreciate it, guys. See ya.